video you might have seen me put this beautiful picture frame together from a drawing actually in Vectric Aspire and do all the toolpaths. And this video we're actually going to cut this in a beautiful piece of reclaimed mahogany that I've got set up on the CNC router. But there's a little bit of information that I want to give you first that you might find interesting. Every day I get many people asking me what machine to buy, as in a CNC router. Well, I have produced a video here. It's the very first video on my YouTube page or channel, and it's what to look for in purchasing a CNC router. Now, my personal 6012 CNC router, by the time I specified exactly what I wanted, and it's a highly specified machine, paid for it, got it here, and then got it through customs and paid all the duty and the freight cost and everything. That machine, which was originally advertised at, I think somewhere, no, this is going back a couple of years now, but it was originally, it was about $6,000. By the time I specified it up, it was actually about $8,500. And by the time I paid the freight and the duty and the associated costs and bringing it into Tasmania, where I live, it was $11,000. So it's not a cheap hobby. If you buy a $3,000 machine, you are not going to be very happy with it, and you are really and truly going to be throwing your money away. So why I'm showing you this is because fairly recently I started looking for a slightly larger machine, not too much larger. I just wanted a bit wider to process larger pieces of material. So I searched on the internet and everywhere else and asked a few people's advice, then we will say. And I've known about this company for some time, and this is Avid. Now, Avid, basically, their machines are a kit. Now, having said that, they make beautiful machines. These machines are New World machines, and if I can use the analogy of, these are like the Range Rover, the new Range Rover of CNC machines. Now, they're all made of pretty well 90% of aluminium, high grade aluminium, aviation grade. Now, they're designed and manufactured in America, Washington State, I believe. Now, the way these are designed and put together, they're less than half the weight of my machine, but they're actually stiffer. They're more rigid. So they're actually built the same as like the new Range Rover, the new Land Rover, because they have done away with the steel separate chassis and they've gone to monocoque, all aluminium. And it's twice as stiff as what the old Land Rover was. And until you actually drive one, and you know, sort of understand a bit about the engineering, it's hard to believe, but they've done the same with CNC routers. And I'm telling you now that this is my next machine. This is a benchtop machine. They also make large machines. They will actually, because it's a kit form, they will make it to any size dimension that you really want. Now these benchtop machines, now this is a 2626, which is 24 by 24 inch, which is a 600 by 600 in millimeters. This one is a 2436, which is equivalent to 600 by 900, but they make a bigger machine of this again, an extended version of this, which is a 3636. That's my next machine. So, and why I'm saying to you this is because I found out quite recently that the larger machine of this is the same price. I can get it here in my workshop in Tasmania, halfway around the world from where it's built, for the same price as what I paid for mine from China 3 years ago. And it's a much better machine. And not only that, these guys, you can pick up a phone and talk to them. I'm telling you now, if you're interested in any of these machines, ring Corey. That's the guy's name. Okay, that's the boss. And he'll see you right. Anyway, if you, I've looked at a lot, and I've talked to these guys, and I've made my mind up. Now, if you go to their YouTube page and go here, you can see this one being put together, being made. It's sent to you in a kit, in boxes. They will freight it to you by air. They can, like they said to me, that you know, we can freight it to you within a week if you want to, you know, go air freight. But they can also freight it by shipping. And not only that, they will take care of everything for you. They will deliver it right to your front door. And you can actually get that machine through your front door. And a lot of people say to me, oh, we don't think we can put a kit together. Well, I'm going to be quite blunt with you now. If you cannot fathom this out to put this, screw this together with their explanation and videos of how to do it, you're probably in the wrong trade or the wrong hobby, because you'll never be any real good at it. Okay? That's telling you quite bluntly. If you don't think you can put anything like this together, okay, you're in the wrong hobby or the wrong trade. Alright? So having said that, I'll go and have a look. And like I say, it's my next machine. So it's onto my CNC router now, and we're going to make this. And I'm actually going to show you, okay, you can believe this or not too, that with a decent CNC router, okay, just this one project, okay, is quite capable of making over $500 a day if work put out. No problem at all. It'll cut this, do the whole job in less than an hour. In probably about 3/4 of an hour. It'll just turn one out. And if you had multiples on the machine, you know, you can turn multiples out. And let's face it, if you know, when these are finished and varnished, they're worth more than 50 bucks each. So, you know, do the mathematics. Anyway, we'll get onto the machine now and we'll cut this. Okay, so here's my setup as I have it at the moment. And this is that piece of old mahogany that I reclaimed mahogany. I've got several of these, about half a dozen sheets of this. And there's one thing I wanted to point out to you on this, and I did mention this when I was doing the CAD CAM, that this was either sold or, I don't know, auctioned or something in 30th of the 8th, 1948 in Tasmania. So, you know, this is more than 80 years old. And unfortunately there's a few holes in it. On the other side, I should have probably filmed it, I'll show you later. There's quite a number of little marks in it, but this is going to be the front face side, and I think it deserves saving. So, beautiful piece of wood. So here we go, we're going to start to machine it now, and the first tool we're going to put in is a 6mm 2-flute end mill, and we're going to find the centre. I'm going to drill a hole in the centre because that's going to be our datum hole, because we're going to flip this over and machine the a recess out in the back. Well, I think that turned out to be absolutely spectacular. I really like that. And I've only given it a light sanding. You know, there was some holes here. I don't know what someone did to it. But I think we've reclaimed that piece of mahogany very, very nicely. I haven't quite thought of what picture I'm going to put in it yet, but I might even make a laser etching into glass and put in there. Not sure yet. Beautiful. And this took less than an hour. So even if you made 10 or 15 of these a day, I'm not saying that you're going to sell millions of them, but it's a product that you can make on your CNC router. And if you had half a dozen different products like this, and you could make, you know, 10, 15 of each per week and alternate them, you know, making them. And other products, you know, I mean, you could probably have about 50 different types of products. And in the future, I'm going to show you what you can make on these fairly rapidly. Like trivets and things like that, you know, people use every day. And if you make it in fine wood, especially reclaimed wood, they actually they demand a higher price. So now don't forget, I'm going to backtrack here a bit to the beginning of the video. Okay, the larger brother to these is going to be my next router. So don't forget, if you're in the market for a router, now don't go running away with the idea that you're going to spend $3,000 or $4,000 on one from China and that's all you're going to pay, because it's not. And when you get it to your home, well, I'm sad to say that's when your troubles are going to start, and then you're going to realise that you've thrown your money away. My machine, spec'd out like it is, total cost by the time I got it here was $11,000. And a lot of people don't understand that. You know, they don't understand that, you know, why are you paying $11,000 for a machine? Because it works, and works well. And I've just found out recently that one of these, larger than mine, which is what I require now, to get it here, is cheaper. American made. Avid CNC. Go and speak to Corey if you're interested. There's also a hobby version of this as well, which is, you know, even less money to buy. But these guys will make what you want, and if you want to, they'll fly it to you. You can have it in less than a week. So let them know I've sent you. So you can imagine, if you spend $10,000 on a good, and I stress, good machine, something that's going to last you, something that's going to turn the work out, and it's all about turning the work out at speed, okay, and not leaving very much handwork at all, I only gave this a very, very light sanding before I've just finished that actually with cedar oil. And very nice effect. And that's all it needs. So, you know, within a month or two, you can pay for your damn machine. That's how quickly you can make a return with these CNC routers. And, well, if you've liked the video, please subscribe, press like, and I hope you pop in again and see another one of my videos. And not sure what the next one's going to be, but maybe it's going to be something spectacular like this. Okay then. So, bye for now.